Hey guys, good morning. Good Friday! Morning. Move, kitty. Happy Friday! Hey! Oh! Hey! Oh! Happy Friday! I know that was very square. No movement. Barely any movement. Ooh, y'all, with this weight I look so funny shaped. Awkward. Feel awkward. Happy Friday. Oh, guys. I get Chapo his his food. Run around out here like, man, y'all, I'm tired. I don't know about y'all. I hope y'all had a night's sleep. I'm tired. I went to bed late, after talking to you guys. I'm supposed to study my word, and what I ended up doing is sitting there and I ended up, what I do, I watched 2 YouTubers, and then I tried to, that was 2 braids that I needed to rebraid, so I did that. My hand cramped up on me so bad, I was like, I'm over it. I was going to try to redo some more, but I was like, no, I'm done. My hand just cramped up too bad on me, so I gave up. I am going to get some color in the gray today, so I'll be ready for the church gathering. I think this earring is a little bit bigger than this one. These are 2 different size earrings, y'all. I kept noticing I'm looking a little awkward. Let's take this one out. Well, I'll do when I get in the room. I have the other one. I just realized that I was a little awkward. A little off. But yeah, y'all. After that, I ran my bath. I got in the bath. I was supposed to study while in the bath, but I ended up just laying back, playing one of my little games, just to relax myself. Like, I was so tired yet up. Okay. So then what I did was I went back in my room and I read. So I picked up from chapter 2. I finished reading. I just started over toward the end of chapter 2. I read that all the way through chapter 9. So I got I'm current with my chapters. So today would be 4 more chapters, okay, or more. So I have to say, when I was reading, guys, I was like, just so much stuff was going through my head. When you're younger, you read and you understand one way. Then as you get older, you read and your understanding, I think, is a little bit different. I'm using Breakfast Blend. This is so good. I at least for me, my understanding is just a tad bit different. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3 cups, a spoon, and 1 plate. I don't feel like washing, so that'll be there till later. So I was reading and I was thinking, so when I'm making my coffee the old-fashioned way. I just feel like it. as I'm reading, I remember I was telling y'all yesterday when I was reading, and it just stuck out to me when the Lord says, let's create man in our image. The Lord was, going around the world, just as I see it in my head, he's just flying around checking the place out, right? Y'all look, yesterday I looked down, the 2 pinkies was gone. Okay, I fixed that. Next thing I know, later in the day I looked down, the 2 middle fingers are gone. Okay, I was like, I will fix that. And then next thing you know, another one is off. I'm like, whatever. So, ooh, it's hot. I'm reading, and when Adam and Eve, when they sinned, right? And the Lord cursed the devil to be a serpent on his belly, eating dust. And when he cursed them, cast them out of the Garden of Eden and all of that, right? And she went on to have children. She had 2 sons. Okay? And it's crazy how even in the beginning, one son kills the other son. We start off lying, right? Next thing you know, God gives us a chance. That was the point I was trying to make with that statement was, even though Adam and Eve sinned, God still loved us to the point where he gave us a chance. He didn't kill Adam. He didn't kill Eve. He didn't wipe out everything. No. He just cast them out, cursed them. But he still allowed us to live. Right? He still loved, he still roamed and amongst them. Right? So he still communicated. And from what I'm gathering and or understanding, God's communication with man back then was more spirit. It wasn't physical. It was spirit. Everything he seemed to do was, spirit. He roamed around. He went to and from. He created. They heard his voice calling. And then when they realized that they were naked and they were afraid, and they heard his voice calling, everything was spiritual. So, like I said, he still allowed man to live. Okay, they started having children. Children committing sin. Murder and running up. Right? Cain and Abel. Okay, so then God cursed that one. For soiling the ground with your brother's blood. Okay? Now, what was standing out to me, I'm trying to get my thoughts together, y'all. Was how Alexa, what's the temperature today?
Right now, it's 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 60 degrees. One more thing, I have a morning updates routine that will provide you updates on the weather and your deliveries for today. Do you want to try it?
No, thank you.
No problem.
She said no problem. Okay, so let me get so comfortable. I can't wait for my appointment, y'all. I haven't even started getting ready yet. Like, I'm so behind. I was so tired because when I finally did go to sleep, finally did lay down. Like I said, it was late, really, really late. It was, like 1 in the morning or after. And then this freaking cat running around, jumping all over the place, just acting crazy. And then Jeremiah's TV, the Bluetooth kept going off. What the hell? And I don't know. I don't like the fact that I don't understand that. Like, you have hot spots and all of that, but I tell you, that's annoying when you at night, you in a building. Ooh, I never turned my thing off. You're in a building, people don't seem to want to go to sleep, and all you hear all night it's one thing you hear the TVs and the kids and the music, and it's not super, super loud. But then to go from that to somebody logging in on a Bluetooth and hitting the wrong one and tapping into Jeremiah's, and the TV just loud. I was like, I'm finna go in there and unplug that dang Bluetooth, because it's annoying in the sense that when it's quiet in the house and you keep hearing stuff and you know what it is, you get to the point, okay, I know what it is, but it's still annoying, right? When I was in the bath, I kept hearing his door was cracked and the wheel was blowing, so it sounded like somebody was opening and cracking the ears and trying to peek through the door type of thing, right? And I was like, and then you got the cat jumping off the walls, and I'm like, oh, I just want to relax. I just want to relax. Okay, and my mind is clear. I'm not crazy. I don't think the way I used to think anymore. I don't let it affect me to that point or agree to that degree anymore, where I'm sitting up trying to figure out if somebody in here with me, or am I being, if ghosts or spirits or something, messing with me. I don't think like that no more. But I did. But yeah, so see my big old back bend over. Oh wow, I'm so anyway, Adam and Eve were being fruitful and multiplying, right? So they had sons. But as I was reading, I'm like, as I continued to read on, and how this son had that son, and that son had this son, and they talked about how the word talked about, back then, how they were living to be 900 years old and 600 years old. I mean, they were living a long time back then, and they were having children, and children having children, and children having children. So definitely being fruitful and multiplying, like the Lord said, right? Now, for a minute, my mind was like, oh, what? I'm here thinking it's logging in, and it's not. My mind was like, this one piece, you know what, later, was like, if God only created Adam and Eve at the time, where are all these other people coming from, right? The first 2 kids she had was boys, right? Where do the other kids come from? Where do other people come from? The first 2 children she had were boys. So that would mean incest, right? But as I continue to read, it never crossed my mind before. It never did. And so that's why I said, now reading it, you find yourself hearing and seeing and feeling different emotions and things and having different questions, because I don't believe I've ever asked that question before. I don't think it ever stood out to me like that before. But I was sitting there going, wait a minute, she had 2, Cain and Abel. Where do other people come from if it was just the 2 of them on the face of the earth, and all these animals and whatnot? And like I said, as I continue to read, they continue to talk about it. This one had a son, and that one had a son. I'm like, how are they all having kids and doing this, that, and the other one? Where are these people coming from? So I think I came to the conclusion that the Lord didn't just create Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were just the first ones that he created, right? But it was not the last. God continued to create. God continued to make. Because as time goes on and the world began to be more and more populated with people and more women, and went on to talk about how the women were beautiful and how the angels began to mix with the heavenly angels, began to mix with the humans, because they saw them as beautiful and this, that, and the other. So now they're coming down and they're getting with the women, and they're having these giants, these children that were giants, and I thought that was like, wow, that was crazy. But and so it just seemed like it was so much sin, just so much going on. Like the world just people killing each other, this, that. Even way back then, here it is. The Lord is among you. His spirit, he's among you. You can hear him just like you can hear me, right? He's talking to you. He's communicating with you. He's telling you to do this and to do that, and he's asking you questions and so on and so forth. So he's with us. But as I'm reading, what I'm understanding is he's with us, but in spirit. In spirit, not physically. So also in reading, he mentions a lot, about there was a second time he said in our image. It was the second time he said it. I think it was when Adam and Eve sinned, and when they sinned, and God was talking to his angels, right? It seemed like he was talking to them like they were making decisions together, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you have your group of people that you work with, and y'all come to certain. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to hang this. I don't know why I tried to do this. You have your group of people that you work with, and you ask them questions and this, that, and the other, right? About can't just hang it this way, but this isn't the way I want it. I'm just gonna hang it this way for now. Jim might took that painting down. Painting that I did. I like it. It's abstract. It's supposed to go turn the other way, but I just hung it that way for now. It was bugging me, the fact that it wasn't hanging up. A little crooked, and that's gonna bug me until I turn it the right way. But for now, it's gonna be right there. So Yeah, like he had a committee or something. He's talking to them. Um, the devil mentioned to Eve, when he was asking her about the apple, did he really say this? And he just knows that it will give you the ability to do this, that, and the other, to see, and you'll be like gods, and God mentioned that when he was talking to, I guess, his angels. He mentioned that, they're like us, and I was like, wow, okay. Then he went on, and then as it goes on, they was just doing so much that he was like, I had enough. he was like, I'm gonna wipe it all, everybody out. But then he took a liking to this is so good today. Thank you. Like, I'm up, y'all. I just kind of been in a void. I just been doing things out of what do you call it? Repetitively. I've just been doing things because going through the motions. That's what I'm trying to say. I've just been going through the motions. But I'm going through the motions. That's fine. I'm going to do that. But I'm going to continue to trust God and continue to be happy and continue to remind myself that God is my shepherd and I shall not want. Period. So even if I'm going through some motions and this, that, and the other, and a little down or a little spacey, it's okay. I'm just going to keep on reminding myself, and you have to sometimes, because we go through things. Y'all know that. So, as I'm continuing to, read, let me put this on the charger. Leave it. You messing with the chargers and everything, the cords. No. So as I'm continuing to read on, he just had enough, right? And so Noah, that's what I'm trying to think of. He took a liking to Noah. He spoke to Noah. Noah's heart was pretty pure. And so what he did was, he decided, I'm done with this. I'm gonna wipe it all out. But he decided, I'm gonna save Noah and his family, and two of each animal, male and female, 2 sets, I think it was, male and female, each animal, each beast, every bird, every creature in the sea, everything. Two sets of each, male and female, so that they can repopulate. And man, just to think, to imagine rain 40 days and 40 nights. Just to imagine that, it's just like, wow, they really had God in a situation where he just had enough, that he felt the need to do that, and man, I was reading that, and I was just in my mind trying to picture like what people was thinking, and just what was going on at the time. Water constantly rising. There's nothing you can do about it. You're watching people die in front of you, and I mean, he wiped everything out, washed clean the earth. Is how I look at it. He washed clean everything. Okay. After and he did just what he said he was going to do. He did everything he said he was going to do. And it's not crazy. It's just amazing how when God says it, he said it, when he says it, it is so. There is no changing it. There is no mistake about it. There is I'm not sure, I'm not certain. There is no, well, let me change it up. No. If he said he's going to do it, he's going to do it. And he did it. Right? 40 days and 40 nights. It rained. Wiped away everything. So, after that, right? They began, here's my question again. After all of that, right? It's time to be fruitful and multiply again, right? Now everything and everybody was wiped away. All that's alive is Noah and his family and the animals that was on the ark. Did God create more men and, you know what I'm saying? Did he create more men and women? More people? In order to continue to populate the world? Repopulate the world? That's my question. Because, move Chapo, in my mind you think incest. Because if it was just Noah and his family here, and they're repopulating, how are they doing that when everybody's gone? So those were some questions that was, in my head that I really need to ask about, to have some sort of clarity about that. The logical answer is God created more. Men and women in their own image. He created more men and women. That would be the logical explanation there, right? It would make the most sense. There was something else too. I'm trying to think, y'all. There was something else I was reading. I can't remember. I hate that. I can't remember. That I had questions about. I should have wrote it down. I was so tired at that point. Or was that it? Oh, that and the fact that, which I mentioned already, but it's so important to continue to mention because God said he would never do that again, right? He would never use water. He would never wipe out, the people like that, the way he did what he did. He would never do it again. Now, I'm not sure why he said that. I'm not sure the reason for saying that, but he did say it out. I would never do that again. God, it's amazing to me how we were like just children, hard-headed, naughty, disobedient children, right? And in spite of in spite of us sinning and doing the wrong things and just not listening, knowing better, God continued to keep working with us. He continued to love us. He continued to make ways for us. It so far from what I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? Now, after Noah and his family, they they began to repopulate, be fruitful, multiply, get out there, and this just what happened. Noah and his wife were having kids, and his kids were having kids, and that's when they went on to talk about this one not begat this, begat that, but they were just saying this one had Enoch, and Enoch had da da da, and how they were living. I think Noah lived 900 and something years old. Like, man, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? 900 some years old, 600 some years. I mean, they were living long lives, the world was moving. It was about, it was big. Everyone was multiplying, being fruitful and multiplying, and just, creating this and creating that. Like, the world was, forming. It had already formed, but it was just, I don't know, becoming active, I guess is the word I'm trying to say. Like, it was busy. And it's just amazing to me how, God started, and we messed up, and he still loved us. He wiped everybody and everything away. And then he still loved us to the point where he saved some, and we continue to go on and to do. And I just thought that was amazing how God loves us even then. You have his heavenly children. Not only was his earthly, the children he created on earth doing the wrong things and sinning, but even his heavenly children, his angels, was coming down here doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I bet God was like, what in the world with these, with everybody? Like, God is a loving, a kind, a giving, a compassionate, understanding God. What person honestly, what parent is going to keep telling their kids to do this, to do this, to do this, don't do this, don't do that, and not get pissed? And God did. He really he went beyond pissed, and he wiped everything away, off the face of the earth, and that, man, just to think how disgusted or angry he had to be to even make that decision, to come to that conclusion. This is how I'm going to take care of this. Start over. Can you imagine how many people wish they could start over? Oh, there are no do-overs, though. Man. But yeah, so that's what I was reading, and I look forward to reading some more. And I know the more and more I do it, the more and more I study, the better and better I'll get at it. The more and more I'll understand. The more and more God would make things clear and plain. I believe that, and I'm gonna seek that. I'm because I told y'all I wanna come closer. I wanna know God more. I wanna be able to hear God when he's speaking to me. I don't have no doubts, no confusion, no ifs, ands, or buts. I want to know beyond a shadow of a doubt. Okay, this is God talking to me. You know what I'm saying? And I get so thrown off topic. Not even getting to that yet, but when God, like I said, was here, when he first created heaven and, the earth and everything, the people, he communicated. He talked to us, everything. And he did it all, like I said, spiritually. Now, as time goes on, and God sends his only son, because yet again, man ain't doing what they supposed to do. Yet again, God still gives us a chance. He loves us to the point he still gives us a chance. So much so, all right, let me send my son. right? Now he sends flesh. Now he's here in flesh, right? Walking amongst and talking and communicating. Amazing to me. When you think about it, in the beginning he came his spirit. When he came the second time, in flesh. That's just the thought of it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. The third time he's coming like a thief in the night. He's coming from, I think, on the clouds. I forget how that goes exactly. But that was just so amazing to me when I was reading that. And I was thinking to myself, God was down here. He was with the people, amongst the people. And it never, anything that I read gave me made me think that it was in the physical. It was all spiritual. You know, everyone he communicated, everything he was doing, it all was spiritually to me. And like I said, it wasn't until Jesus, you know, that it was the flesh, you know, spirit and flesh, right? Oh, there you go. Because he came as man. He was born as man, but he was a God, right? So first time as spirit, second time as flesh, but man and God. So third time Jesus coming, it's just flat out. It's him. You got the full everything. I believe that's how that's gonna go. Man, I look forward to reading more and trying to understand more. I really do. Getting back close to my Heavenly Father. I look forward to it, you guys. I really do. Like, I was so tired, and I was like, I am going to do this. I don't care if I'm starting off doing it because I said I'm going to do it. You know, remember when, I don't know about y'all, but when we were little, my dad used to get us together and we would have to do Bible study. And we would be like in the living room in a circle, and we'd be like, oh, we didn't want to do it and drag it. But by the end of the study time, we were having so much fun that we was going over the time, right? We were asking more questions, and you know, he was like, don't go, when you read, you could not go past one word that you didn't understand. And I did that a couple of times yesterday because I was too tired to look it up. But I am going to today. There was one word that I wanted to look up. When he told the devil that woman would be enmity for you or something like that, I have to look up that word. I said, I remembered, I'm going to have to look that up, and I am. Because I need to know what that meant exactly. Let's see. Yeah. Moo kitty. Moo kitty. Moo kitty. I hear all the traffic and stuff out there. Let me get ready to start here in a moment. Okay. Okay, that's off. Now what's, I don't know. Come kitty. Chapo. I have to take a picture of Chapo and I for our yearbooks for work. And I always keep forgetting to do it. They were like sending different pictures and, whatnot of yourself doing things and of your summer. I don't really do nothing. But hang with this crazy cat. He the one be doing all the stuff. Let me get a matching earring. Waymaker. That is that is who you are. He getting ready, y'all, to mess with stuff. I had to take my charger. Oh, let me light up the window. Show you.